Welcome back, my fellow nature detectives. Go ahead and put on your invisible explorer hats, grab your magnifying glasses, and get ready, because today's explainer is a massive mystery adventure. We are going to figure out exactly what it means to be alive. Okay, let's just dive right into this.
So before we can even start our investigation, we have to ask ourselves one seriously huge question. What does it actually mean to be alive? I mean, think about it for a second. If you see a heavy, gray rock sitting on the ground, do you think it's alive? What about a giant, quiet tree standing deep in the forest? Is that alive? Shout your answers out loud.
Well, let's just compare you to that rock. You are absolutely, definitely alive, right? I mean, you're breathing, you're getting taller every single year, you're moving around. But the rock, it kind of just sits there. It doesn't do any of those things. And that gives us our very first massive clue in this whole investigation.
Now, did you know scientists actually have a little trick for this? They use 4 big secret clues to help figure out if something is actually a living thing. Let's pop open our detective toolkits right now and check out these 4 secrets.
All right, clue number 1. Living things grow. Think about yourself for a second. You were once a tiny little baby, and now you're so much bigger. A tiny puppy grows into a huge dog. A little seed grows into a flower. But things like rocks? No way. They stay the exact same size forever.
Moving on to clue number 2. Living things have to eat. Or, they take in some kind of food. You munch on your lunch, a rabbit crunches on some carrots, and even flowers pull up nutrients from the dirt. But your pencil is never going to get hungry. So the big takeaway here is that living things absolutely need fuel to keep going.
Okay, clue number 3. Living things breathe. They breathe air, or if they live in the ocean, they take in oxygen from the water. Actually, let's try something right now. Put your hand on your tummy and take a huge breath. Can you feel it moving up and down? That's you breathing. But your favorite toy car? Yeah, definitely no breathing happening there.
And clue number 4, which is kind of a fun one, living things make babies. Or they make more of themselves. A mama dog has little puppies, a bird lays eggs in a nest, and plants drop seeds to make brand new plants. It's literally how life keeps going, which is pretty funny to think about because a wooden chair obviously can't have little baby chairs.
So hold up your hand and show me 4 fingers. Let's review these clues together to lock them in your brain. Ready? Grow, eat, breathe, make babies. Say them over a few times because we are completely ready for our very first rapid-fire detective game. All right, game time. I'm going to name a few things, and I want you to literally shout at the screen whether it is living or not living, using those 4 clues. Ready? A butterfly. It grows, it eats, it breathes, and it lays eggs. So, living. Okay, what about a metal spoon? Doesn't grow, doesn't eat, doesn't breathe. Not living. Last one, a mushroom. It takes food from the soil, grows, and breathes. Living. Wow, you guys are really getting the hang of this.
But wait, hold on a second. What about a seed? Picture a little sleeping acorn. In the winter, at 0 months, it just falls and sits on the frozen ground. Doesn't move at all. But look at what happens next. 3 months later, the spring rain helps a tiny root crack open. Fast forward a year, and a small stem is reaching up for the sky. 10 years later, it's a mighty oak tree that birds call home. So this proves that even though a seed doesn't run around, it is absolutely a living thing, just waiting for the perfect moment to wake up and grow.
Okay, so we know exactly how to spot living things using our 4 clues. But that brings us to our next big question. We need to figure out the 5 secret things that all living things actually need to survive.
Get that hand ready again and shout these out with me as we count on our 5 fingers. Number 1, food. Number 2, water. Number 3, air. Number 4, shelter. Like a warm house, a cave, or a cozy bird's nest. And number 5, sunlight. These are the 5 magic ingredients for survival.
So let's test this out. Use your detective brains for a second. Does a goldfish need water to survive? Well, yeah, obviously. It literally lives in it. But what about a spiky cactus sitting in a super hot, dry desert? Does that cactus need the exact same amount of water as the goldfish? No way. A cactus actually stores water inside itself and survives with very, very little. But it still needs some water. So just remember, while all living things share these 5 needs, they might need them in totally different amounts. All right, time for a quick movement break. Get up out of your seat right now and act these out with me so we can really feel how living things behave compared to non-living things. First, act like a tree. Stand super tall, stretch your arms out like branches, and sway in the wind. Now freeze like a rock. Don't move a single muscle. Rocks are not alive. Okay, now act like a bird. Flap your wings and let me hear you chirp. Awesome job, detectives. You can go ahead and sit back down.
Now let's take our new skills on a little imaginary walk through the forest. If we're walking along, the tree next to the path is definitely living. It's growing, it's eating, it's breathing. But what about the wooden bench sitting under the tree? The bench was made from a tree, sure, but is the bench itself alive? Nope. The tree used to be alive, but the wooden bench doesn't grow or eat or breathe anymore. It is completely non-living.
Okay, now it's time for some tricky cases. What about big fluffy clouds in the sky, or the water rushing down a river? I mean, clouds and rivers move. They change shape. They even grow bigger sometimes. Honestly, that might trick a rookie detective. But since they don't eat food, and they don't breathe oxygen, and they definitely don't have babies, they are absolutely not alive.
Check this one out. Here's another trick, a robot dog. A robot dog barks, makes little mechanical sounds, and walks right across your room. But let's run it through our detective checklist. Does it grow from a tiny puppy? No. Does it eat real food? No. Does it breathe? No. Can it have baby robot dogs? Definitely not. So this completely proves it's just a machine. Moving around doesn't always mean living.
All right, here is our ultimate trick, the one that stumps almost everybody. Fire. Fire is the trickiest case of all. Think about it. It grows bigger. It literally eats wood. It even needs oxygen to breathe. But here's the catch. It doesn't have cells. Cells are those tiny microscopic Lego blocks that build every single living thing. And fire definitely can't make real babies. It just spreads. So the scientific verdict? Fire is not alive. Science is just full of awesome surprises, right?
So by now, you are pretty much a master nature detective. And you know the exact definition. Being alive means something grows, it eats, it breathes, and it can make babies. Just like you, or a pet dog, or a beautiful flower. You now officially have the power to sort rocks from rabbits and metal spoons from sunflowers anywhere you go.
All right, as we wrap up this explainer, I have one final challenge for you. I want you to look around your room right now. Find one living thing and find one non-living thing. And then I want you to ask yourself this massive question. If an alien landed on Earth today and pointed directly at you, how would you prove to them that you are alive? Keep exploring, keep asking amazing questions, and I'll catch you on our next adventure.